Hi, this is Yongze, co-host and executive producer of Chinatown Confidential. For this special episode, Leon, my other co-host, took the significant restaurant portion of this episode while I went around Boston's Chinatown. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy this special episode.
Hello everyone, my name is Leon Wenhao, and I am here at the Liu Yi Show Hot Pot here in Boston's Chinatown. A little backstory, Liu Yi Show first opened its first location back in Chongqing, China back in the year 2000. And ever since then, they have expanded all over the world with now more than 500 restaurants worldwide. It is one of the most popular hot pot locations in the United States, with the Boston location opened up last year back in 2019. Now, as you can see, I am here today just by myself without my friend Yongze Wang. Due to COVID restrictions, we can only have one person in here filming at a time. And this is going to be very weird and strange to me because I am not used to having hot pot all by myself. Hot pot in Chinese culture is a way for friends and family to gather around this one plate and have this, like, everyone just gather around in the table, eat, have a good time. And it's going to be very hard to talk to you about the history, tradition of hot pot all just by myself. So I'm going to try my best and hopefully we get through it. Without further ado, let's get into our first course, which is beef strips. Now, with the Chongqing style hot pot, what you can see here is we have two types of broth. Over here, we have the tomato based, which is very mild, somewhat sweet and savory. On the other side, which is where I just put in the beef, it's it's a little bit spicy with the Chongqing chili flakes and also beef fat. This is my personal favorite, and we're just gonna let it cook. Usually it should take no longer than 20 seconds as it is very hot and should heat up very fast. I'm gonna try one piece just to make sure it's all cooked. Look at the color on that thing. Let's see how it goes. That's incredible. So what I love most about hot pot is not only can you get the flavors from just the broth, you also get that additional layer of kick from the sauce you make. And depending on whether or not you like spicy or you prefer to eat something more like mild, you can completely customize it in your own.
Mind. The human brain is, after all, a structure. An organ made of proteins, fats, water, and other chemicals. Body.
The human of today is capable of feats that his primitive forebears could never have imagined.
Play.
A new game show that tests the limits of competitors' minds and bodies.
Hey, we're your roomies, your homies, your new living best.
We live here too.
Thanks.
Action.
Do you have any idea what time it is?
It's time.
7.
Oh, 7? It would mean a lot to me if you guys watch.
You only care about yourself.
Getting kind of worried about Charlie.
The audacity!
Promise me you're not gonna do anything weird tonight. No.
I am a koala.
Alright, come back in 10 seconds. Ready, camera 1. Camera 1, get a wide shot of the entire thing, and in 3, 2, 1, take. Talent cue.
Welcome back to Emerson College. Emerson
Camera
trails
4, get a shot of the players coming across the court.
10 seconds left. Emerson trails by 1 point.
Camera 2 close up on the person shooting.
Thanks, Joe. With 10 seconds left, Emerson is hoping to pull away and score this big one.
Cam 1 gonna close up, follow them over.
Emerson trails WPI 10 points. 10 seconds left. Emerson trails by 1 point as the team finishes their timeout.
Camera 1 close up on number 33.
Thanks, Joe. With 10 seconds left, Emerson is hoping to pull away.
Follow the ball, follow the ball.
Hello， 大家好。今天呢，我带大家来深度了解一下我们波士顿唐人街的悠久的历史。然后我现在呢是身处于波士顿唐人街的牌坊。这座牌坊呢不仅是我们唐人街的大门，同时也是我们唐人街最著名的一个地标。然后这座牌坊呢是1982年台北市赠予波士顿的一个礼物。这是因为台北市其实和波士顿是姐妹城市。然后现在您可以看到上面牌坊有4个大字“天下为公”。这4个字呢，其实是孙中山先生本人的墨宝。然后我们现在呢，来到了地苑大酒楼。这家酒楼呢，应该是我们这边整个波士顿历史最悠久的一家饭店之一。然后呢，这家大酒楼的前身其实是一家剧院。1903年的时候呢，这家剧院首次开门。这家刚开门的时候，名字叫做 Globe Theater。然后后来呢，这家剧院慢慢的变成了一家影院，一家专门放亚洲电影的影院。然后呢，一直到1995年，这边的老板决定，从现在开始我们要专心做菜。然后这就是他们后来就成为了地苑大酒楼。然后地苑大酒楼呢，他们这边主打是广式的早茶，然后我个人呢是来过这边很多次，经常会自己来，或者是有时候带美国朋友还有中国朋友来这边吃一顿就是正宗的广式早茶。特别是当我带美国朋友来的时候呢，我也可以让美国人了解一下我们中国的地道的传统的广式早茶。然后呢，我们现在身处于牌坊的另外一边，这边呢你可以看到老蒋的4个大字“礼义廉耻”。
Action. Show us the food.
All right, so next dish we have today is lamb shoulder slice. This is one of my favorite cut of meat to have at Hot Pot because I just always love lamb ever since I could remember. And oh my god, last time I had like lamb shoulder slice, I'm pretty sure like I had 2 plates just all by myself. Man, I was out with, I forgot who I was out with. I was out with my boys, I think, and we were just like talking, messing around back and forth. Life was good, man. We were doing really good in school, doing good in shows, party every weekend. Like, who does that? Who does that? I do. I was like telling to some of my friends, like, who do you know that can go out on Friday, show up Saturday at 8 in the morning on set, be on set for 10 hours and do it all over again on Saturday night, and go out on set on Sunday? No one does that about me.
Leon, what is the craziest party you went to?
Oh, last year or just in general?
Just in general. Tell us your craziest party story.
All right. Now
Craziest.
I'm from Florida, but this is the after party of my prom. Now, me and my boys, we've been boys for like what, since 6th grade, so we've known each other for a while. We were like, you know what? We're gonna go off with a bang. So here's what happened. We got the limo, we went to the prom. It was lame, obviously. We went back and we pulled up to the after party in the limo because we were still during the rental time. Who does that? Nobody, but we do. No, we were there, we were sitting around, just chilling, having a good time. And it's like a big house, right? It's like big house, big Airbnb, but there was like 400 freaking kids in there. And me and boy, we're just chilling in the back. And then like we look above and we just see like a helicopter flying over. And I was like, what? Did y'all just see that? They're like, yeah. You know, they fly back and forth here and there. And I was like, oh yeah, because like this is, you know, that after party, if I remember correctly, was like on the beachfront. So it's like a beach house and they do patrolling back and forth all the time. But 3 minutes later, I noticed something strange. The helicopter didn't particularly went anywhere. And then a minute later, I realized what the helicopter was doing was circling the house. And that's when I was like, yo, maybe you guys want to like chill out and like maybe get out here. They're like, you're just tripping, man. Everything's all good. And then we just looked around, and that's when the second helicopter showed up. And then that we just started bolting, right? We see cop cars everywhere coming down the street, straight out of a Project X type stuff.
Introduce yourself to us. What's your name?
So, my name is Leon Wenhao. People call me a lot of things, you know, the big baller, you know, all that. But me?
Leon Wenhao?
Leon Wenhao.
Is that a stage name?
Yeah, Leon Wenhao is a name that I decided to choose as my stage name because I want something that's unique. You know, you have all these like, you know, people like Zendaya, like all that different name. I want something that's unique just for me, for myself. Wenhao is like my real first name, as you would say. Leon is like the name that is my English name that me and my parent kind of like made up and said, you know what? When I first immigrated to America, I was like, you know what? Leon, that got like a nice ring to it. Stick with it. And that's what I stuck with, you know? Wenhao, my real Chinese name, that's who I truly am, right? You know, it's kind of summarized like the first half of my life, like growing up in China, learning all these things, don't know what I want to do. Leon is who I kind of become and grew into after I moved into America, right? Well, you can say that Wenhao is like the kids that didn't know what I wanted to do. Leon become the man that know what he want to do and what he want to, you know, do in film, do in the movie industry. Leon is a person that I think can change the world.
So basically every semester the Emerson Channel puts on anywhere from 10 to say like 13 different programs. Right now we have 12 shows, including 3 brand new shows coming up this semester, which are super exciting because we have studio shows, field shows, specials, sitcoms, news programs, really anything that people want to get involved with.
It's very open and welcoming to anybody who doesn't know. Like, you don't need to know anything to be able to participate.
My favorite thing about the Emerson Channel is that everybody is willing to help and teach one another. Everyone wants each other to learn, and it's not very selfish of an environment. It's very collaborative rather than competitive.
When I was a freshman, I went to countless workshops.
You can see yourself going to workshops as a freshman or sophomore and then see yourself teaching those skills to other people.
You'll look back and you'll know all this stuff, and you'll look at where you started and where you are now and be totally amazed at all the stuff that you've learned throughout the semester.
We also accept student work from different organizations or just independent work that people would love to see on the channel.
There's really no limits to who or what you can do at the Emerson Channel, which is great.
Mind, the human brain is, after all, a structure. An organ made of proteins, fats, water, and other chemicals.
Body. The human of today is capable of feats that his primitive forebears could never have imagined.
Play. A new game show that tests the limits of competitors' minds and bodies.
你好。
是这样的，我今天来你们这边这个饭店，我就想问一下，因为这个新冠疫情有没有对你们的生意造成任何的影响？
当然有了。
你能给我们讲一下，就是具体造成了什么影响吗？
因为现在不可以太多人做嘛。
对。
一般的人在这边。还有现在中国人不是很多人也够胆出来吃饭，所以现在比较差一半左右吧。
差一半左右是吗？
对对对。
你们这边之前就是新冠疫情之前生意是不是蛮好的？
都不错。
都不错是吗？
还不错，对。
但因为这个疫情，就是受到了很严重的打击，对吗？
对呀。
对。
好像我们的伙计，他们回来，那个炒锅啊那些，我之前有7个，现在只有4个人回来了。
So, new dish what we have is spam, which is interesting enough very popular in Asian cuisine, especially Chinese cuisines. It is very popular in hot pot, of course, and is also being used for fried rice, etc. And spam really got introduced to us over World War II because it's what Americans brought over a lot, and like you see like spam being used in dishes all across the Asian country, which could be sign of like American imperialism, because like spam is like an American thing, but we use it a lot, and this is something God, spam is just great. When you have hot pot, I don't know if vulnerable is like right word for it, but you just feel like you're open to say like anything, because usually when you have hot pot, you're either with your closest friend or like your closest family. It just allows you to like say things that you normally won't, right? Next dish what we have here is the meatball platter. We have beef, pork, and monkfish. I'm gonna put them in right over here. And we don't really have to worry about this because when they're finished cooking, they're just gonna float to the surface and we're just gonna let it cook, all right?
I'm Avi Carglaw. I'm Annie Bennett.
Hello everyone and welcome to Good Morning Emerson. I'm Angel Salcido.
And I'm Lauren Granada. Thanks for waking up with us.
Mind. Body. Blake.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm DP Moran, and this is Mind, Body, Blank. 5 contestants. Three insane challenges, testing your mind, body, and for the final challenge,
Hello, and welcome to the season 16 premiere of Breaking News.
I'm your co-host, Maya O'Day.
And I'm your co-host, Tori Purcell.
Focus Features recently released a Downton Abbey movie based on the popular TV series, jam-packed with bigger secrets and bigger skirts to hide said secrets. I can't wait to be wooed by all the British accents and pale, blinding faces.
You can't find those in Boston?
I can't find the same feeling that British people give me.
Influential rock star and Cars lead singer Rick Ocasek was found dead in his apartment at the age of 75. This is truly heartbreaking news to anyone who's only heard the first 2 or 3 Cars albums.
But seriously though.
I hear your ratings are in the red. Okay, where is vodka? Silence.
tell us about the 2-3 weeks leading up to getting kicked out of the dorms about coronavirus.
So, last semester, earlier this year in 2020, things were going really well. I was working on multiple shows again for the second semester. Me, Charles, and some other friends were able to go on this really awesome trip to Montreal in Canada. And then coronavirus happened, right? And COVID effectively shut down everything. I lost my role on the show. I lost my summer internship. And I have to be home in quarantine for almost 7 months. Over quarantine was a very depressed period of my life, I would say. I don't have the social interaction, and even though I get to be home all day, because I'm not around people, I feel mentally drained, right? And the situation at home is not always the best, and I try to help everyone out, but in the end, I was not able to help myself out, right?
Restaurants nearly closing. It's nighttime. Establishes us that. Take us home.
All right.
Action.
All right. So here we are at the end of the night, and we just decided to bring everything out, right? So we have some chrysanthemum. If I did not pronounce that right, do please forgive me. We have some shin ramen. We have some crab sticks and frozen tofu. And I put them in right here. And this is how we're gonna end our episode. I do prefer my ramen to be a little bit spicy, so I'm gonna place that right over here. Grab a little bit of crab sticks. I wanna mix them up a little bit. And some frozen tofu. Here we go, baby.
So as a simple exercise, let's do something that we did at the beginning. Introduce yourself, your name, who you are to the camera.
So, as I've said this before, my name is Leon Wenhao. I am one half of your host for Chinatown Confidential, and today I get to be here, enjoy some wonderful hot pot in the company of the crew, which is mainly my very close friends.
And why are you eating this alone? Isn't hot pot generally a social activity?
Yeah, so this is probably the first and hopefully the only time I'm ever gonna eat hot pot alone, because hot pot is usually a group activity, because every time you go out for hot pot, you're either trying to get over something or you're trying to celebrate something, right? So you get to be in a table with all of your friends, people that you're close with, and just talk about your problems, being able to catch up with each other, see how your brothers and sisters are doing, and just enjoy this, you know? And for me to sit here without Yangtze, it doesn't feel right. It really doesn't. Because hot pot is designed to be shared with the group of people that you love the most. And the fact I'm eating here alone just doesn't feel right. But here we are again. It's during COVID. There's a lot of like COVID restrictions. So we're gonna try and get through this. So please bear with me. I always feel like something's missing. At the time, as an 8-year-old, I remember just back in Beijing, I was going to these parks, going to these skate parks, and just rollerblade, skates, having a good time. And there was like certain people that I was just very, very close with, that I would consider to be my best friends. And after I came over here, I don't have that anymore. And it was very difficult for me to find a rollerblading and skating community that I could just hang out with every day after school. And after I permanently moved over here, it took a while before I was really able to make any friends. And those like third grade through fifth grade day, it was like very lonely, because I just don't really have anyone to hang out with, you know? Like, rather than being in Beijing and rollerblade and skate with all my friends and people that I knew very well, now instead I just rollerblade through the suburbs all by myself, not knowing who to hang out with. I was very lonely and it was sad. I remember I still visited those same old parks, where I was skating, rollerblading at, and it was just dead.
like no one was here. Like the next generation of children is not there rollerblading and skating just like I was. So I feel like either I've gotten older or the world has just moved on. I feel like everything that I was accustomed to was just not there anymore. It was gone. When I went into quarantine, I was really expecting us to get out at March. I mean, not March, excuse me. At least during April, at least during like May or even June, right? That I can there's a chance that I can go back to my internship, go back to seeing some people, go back to pursuing my own goals and dreams. But most importantly, to just see my friends. I got a chance to spend with my family over quarantine, and I'm forever grateful for that because I feel like I've gotten closer to my family as a result. But after I came back, I feel like I've also lost so much that people that I would consider to be my close friend is no longer there.
大家好，现在呢，我们来到了我们最后的一站，这是之前飞仔烧腊的地址。因为疫情的原因呢，飞仔烧腊被迫暂停营业，但是其他的饭店呢，唐人街还有一些很多其他的饭店，也是因为同样的原因被迫暂时营业。像那些运气不是很好的饭店，他们该去哪？他们何去何从？他们的老板该怎么办？我老实说，我没有答案。我相信我们唐人街的未来会是什么样的？就像我们节目刚开始的时候，我们在唐人街牌坊上看到那4个大字“天下为公”，但是我们现在唐人街天下已经没有了，我们该如何为公呢？
Were we still rolling?
No, we're cut. Video is rolling. Cut.
Mind. The human brain is, after all, a structure. An organ made of proteins, fats, water, and other chemicals. Body.
The human of today is capable of feats that his primitive forebears could never have imagined.
Play. A new game show that tests the limits of competitors' minds and bodies.